Hey everyone, John Henry here, Slingshot Futures Trading Group. Welcome back. This time around, we're going to be taking a look at a user-submitted question. This one is from my email, talking about market rotation. On some days, there are multiple channels that form inside larger channels, and it sometimes gets very confusing as to which one is more important. So one big thing that you have to take into account, and the way that I sort of categorize channels, is based on three different types. You've got the micro channel, which is the really tight ones, and then you've got the mid channels, which are usually the first couple swings after the micro, and then you've got the big one, which is like the daily trend if there is one. Now, the big one, the most important one by far, is going to be the big daily one. That said, what you really want to try to do is make sure that your cycles are lining up within the larger trend. So, an example, if I wanted to be let's go back and clear the slate here, and let's say the overall trend is bullish. And the market just came up and cycled off of the highs. Well, if I'm looking for a decent rotation down, right, I want to see the market come back down and eventually land at the bottom of the channel. That's my objective, where things get interesting, and maybe that's where I have a plan of attack. So as the market's beginning to pull back, what we want to see is nice small channel movement inside of that can sometimes widen out to a little bit more, but what that's going to give us is a multiple structured move where you've got this micro channel down, which is looking to break and retest, right? You also have a wider channel. Let's do purple, sure. You've got a wider channel working its way down, which is looking to break and retest as well. So you're kind of waiting for all of that to come into alignment. You've got two legs down on the yellow microcycle down. You have a break and a leg down on the purple cycle, and you're also at a major zone of support on the larger cycle at the bottom. That's how you typically want to try to combine them together. But as far as which one's more important, the biggest one is going to be the important one. But the thing is, you can't always just wait for the biggest one. You're only going to have like one setup a day or none. So sometimes you have to dig out a little bit further and look for some smaller channels and other things to work out on. So looking at, as an example, some of the cycles and everything that I had marked up today on my chart, this is the chart that we had this morning from the live trade room. You can see all of the different little cycles that I'm looking at. We've got small little micro cycles working their way down. We've got wider cycles on the way down. They're all important. They all give us useful information. And if there's enough room, they're tradable locations as well, right? If we're coming back down to the lows of the channel, then I know that I've got a pretty good reason to be a buyer. And on this, I would call this a mid channel. It's fairly mid-size. It's not the big honking one down here, but it's also not teeny tiny. So if I want to buy down here, I need to see a bear cycle down, right? They break and they retest back down, they try to make it, and they fail and turn back up again, right? That's a picture-perfect setup because we have a small microcycle that's kind of combining and coalescing with the mid cycle, showing where buyers are going to be coming in. It's all about timing in that case. But like I said, as far as importance goes, the big channels, the daily ones, those are definitely the most important ones. And when the market gets back to it, preferably want to see all of those cycles kind of line up together so you've got one nice cohesive angle at coming in, or a good reason to come into the market there. All right, so that's going to do it for this one. Hopefully you find it useful, interesting, entertaining. Really the big thing when it comes to or market cycles, you're going to get a lot of microcycles, pretty much 10s, 20s, 30s of them throughout the day. Mid cycles, you're going to get a good handful of them, but the big cycles, you're only going to get maybe one or two, maybe three sometimes on a really active day. The important thing is using them as one cohesive story to give you a reason for entry at a specific location, preferably at the larger channel. But that's going to do it. As always, if you have any questions or anything like that on the topic, feel free to shoot me an email, jhb@ssftg.com. Don't forget, underneath the video here, just like how this video was formed in the first place, drop a comment down below on any topics that you want me to cover for you, and I can get those on the list, and we can get those recorded too. Don't forget, on the main page of SSFTG, there is a 3-day trial, totally free. You can log in and see what we're all about. But otherwise, that's going to do it. So hopefully you found it useful, and hopefully you had a great day of trading, and we will see you all in the next one. Thanks.